رمضان قد أهله بالصيام وأطل مصعدا أهلا وخلا ليته في كل حين.
رمضان قد أهل.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We have been blessed with spending more than half a month now in this holy spiritual hospitality of God, the holy month of Ramadan. And therefore, it's important for us to be able to prepare now for this gradual, progressive crescendo that we will be moving towards, which is the Laylatul Qadr. In the Quran, in Surah Baqarah, Allah declares that fasting has been prescribed for the believers. Chapter 2, Ayah 183, Kutiba alaykum as-siyam. In Ayah number 184, Allah says that the period of fasting is not many days, ayyaman ma'dudat. In ayah number 185, Allah says that period of fasting is not any small number of days in the year. It's in the holy month of Ramadan, Shahru Ramadan, Kwanini, وَسَبَابُ الَّذِي أُنزِلَ فِيهِ الْقُرْآنِ. The spirituality of the holy month of Ramadan is directly connected to the revelation of the Holy Quran. And therefore, as we are spiritually progressing in this holy month towards that peak, which is the Laylatul Qadr, we should become gradually even more acquainted with the Quran. And therefore, I would like to concentrate tonight on some of the themes of the Quran that we shall be reciting on the night of Qadr. The famous riwayah of Imam alayhi salam, the sixth holy Imam, which Sheikh Saduq has reported from Abu Basir. Imam alayhi salam tells him, Man qara'a surat al-Ankabut والروم في شهر رمضان ليلة 23, whosoever recites Ankabut and Surah Rum on the eve of the 23rd of Ramadan, فهو والله يا أبا محمد, I swear to God, O Abu Muhammad, Abu Basir, من أهل الجنة, definitely he shall qualify to enter Jannah. There is something in the recitation of these two surahs that prepares us to qualify to be rewarded with Jannah. Laylatul Qadr also is that great night on which we have been given the opportunity to pray and to engage in salah and dua and recitation of the Quran and other mustahab acts. Actions which are supposed to shape our destiny on the night of predestination, the night of taqdeer, the night of qadr. So allow me to discuss Surah Rum from this perspective. The perspective of how its recitation should prepare us for qualifying to go to Jannah, and more important, the perspective of how Surah Rum should be helping us in shaping our destiny. Surah Rum is a surah revealed in the holy city of Mecca towards the end of the Prophet's stay there. It has a total of 60 verses, and some scholars have divided the 60 verses into paragraphs. So paragraph number 1 is ayah number 1 to 10 as an introduction. Paragraph number 2 is ayah number 11 to 18, discussing about Qiyamah onwards. I would like to deal briefly with the first two paragraphs tonight, inshaAllah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alif Lam Mim. These are special letters. They may have some symbolic meaning, but we can never be sure unless there is an authentic riwayah from the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam that explains to us, or from the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, that interprets for us what the meaning of these letters are. Otherwise, we know this much, that the use of these letters in the Holy Quran signifies that all mushrikeen, all rejectors, all disbelievers, if you do not accept this Quran as a miracle, then here you take the letters Alif, Lam, Ra, Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad, Mim. Take these letters, you create the words and the sentences and the paragraphs and the surahs which can match. The beauty, the eloquence, the depth, the profundity, the veracity, the wisdom that is contained in the Quran. Should you fail to do so, submit and admit that this is not a fabrication from the mind of this human being. It is a revelation from above. You want proof for that this is evidence from above? Let's take a historical event. Ghulibatir Rum, ayah number 2. You've heard the historical event that occurred, that the two giant superpowers that were ruling at that time, the Roman Empire under Heraclius, the emperor, and the Persian Empire. These were the two giants. Like, for example, in the 20th century, you had the Soviet Empire and the American Empire. These are the only two great forces. So if one collapses, you know the other one is victorious. Ghulibatir Rum, the Roman Empire has been defeated. But there's no need for the mushrikeen to rejoice that perhaps the Romans, being Ahl Kitab, and the Muslims are also claiming to be Ahl Kitab. They have a Kitab, the Quran. If the people of the book, the Romans, were defeated, it's a matter of time before these people of the book, the Muslims, will also be defeated. Fi adna al-ard. This defeat took place in a land very nearby you. Nearby you meaning it's on the border of north of Arabia, Sham. Or adna al-ard meaning that the Persian conquerors had defeated and penetrated and occupied many territories of the Roman Empire. But there's no need to rejoice. وَهُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِ غَلَبِهِمْ سَيَغْلِبُونَ. Yes, today they're ghalib, the Persians. But very soon they will become maghlub. They will be defeated very soon. Oh, the Quran here is entering a very dangerous territory. The territory of prophecy, of prediction. You look at the history of false prophets and their predictions they make. Oh, the world is going to end in 2013. We're still alive. Very dangerous. Very soon, the conquerors and the victors shall be vanquished. A very great claim. A superpower which has been victorious is not going to be very soon defeated. In ayah number 4, not only says it will happen, it even specifies the time period. في بضع سنين. In a few years, between 3 to 5 to 7 to 9 years, not less than 3, not more than 9. Oh, you've narrowed down now, and therefore you have trapped yourself even more. Should it come less than 3, or should it take more than 9 years? Kwanini, how can you be so confident? Lillahi al-amru min qablu wa min ba'du. The reason is because the totality of the governance of all affairs belongs to God and God alone. Before the victory and after the victory, the affairs belong to God. Before the defeat and after the defeat, the affairs belong to God. وَيَوْمَئِذٍ يَفْرَحُ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. On that day, the victory that will take place, it will bring furaha. It will bring joy and rejoicing to the believers. It is said that this Yawma'idhin refers to the Battle of Badr, meaning that in Mecca the Muslims were a minority, they were poorly equipped, and there was absolutely no chance for them in the recent future, as far as people could see, that they could ever get enough numbers and weapons to be able to challenge the superpower of Arabia, who are the mushrikeen. And yet the Quran is predicting then the victory will come, and then there will be furaha, and there will be joy for the believers. Why? Ayah number 5. بِنَصْرٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ, because the victory comes from God and God alone. يَنْصُرُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ. Why victory not now? Why victory later? That's because Allah decrees when to give victory, who to give victory, how to give victory, why to give victory. If the mu'mineen have the necessary qualities of iman and tawakkul and taqwa, definitely the victory will come from God. Qanini wa huwa al-aziz, because He is the Almighty, the inconquerable, the undefeatable, the irresistible. His will cannot be opposed. Al-Aziz. But He's not only Aziz, He is Rahim. He is also merciful and kind and compassionate. He knows whom to give izzah, and when to give izzah, and how to give izzah, and why to give izzah. End of paragraph. What is the lesson I get, or we should get, from reciting this on the night of our destiny shaping night? Muslims, there is a future for you. Your destiny is the future where victory will come to Islam and to the Muslims. Just like the Muslims in Mecca, in a minority, they were under persecution and they were suffering and they were undergoing afflictions. But there will come a time when they will become victorious. You doubt it? Well, study history. Oh, but we are facing overwhelming forces. Yeah, but at the time in Mecca there was a superpower. Not one, there were two. There was the Roman superpower and there was a Persian superpower. And they were defeated. You doubt? Nasr is from Allah. You doubt? Allah is Aziz. You doubt? Allah is Rahim. His mercy is available all the time. Wake up. How? Well, this is Laylatul Qadr. Make your decisions how to qualify to receive the Izzah through the Rahmah of Allah. Ayah number 6. Wa'ad Allah. This is God's promise. Yes, but years have passed, decades, centuries, millennium. Where is that promise? Wa'ad Allah. La yukhlifu Allahu wa'dah. There is no reneging and breaking of the promise that God makes. Who breaks a promise? Maybe the one who has no power. Who breaks a promise? Maybe who's a liar. وَمَنْ أَصْدَقُ مِنَ اللَّهِ قِيلًا. Who is there more truthful than God? Who breaks a promise? One who wants to play games, one who jokes with us, who makes a hoax. There is no one more serious than God. All the reasons that you can imagine for anyone to break a promise, they're absolutely absent and negated from God. لا يخلف الله وعده ولكن, there's a problem, ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. Most of the people don't know. Neither the disbelievers appreciate that there is a God and this God is governing and He's a plan, and the plan is slowly moving and the signs very clearly appearing that this promise is going to now be fulfilled. And nor do the believers, unfortunately, who may be weak in their faith, appreciate that there's a higher purpose in God's plan. Well, why is it that there is this weakness in faith, or there is lack of faith? Ayah number 7. يَعْلَمُونَ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. So what do they know? يَعْلَمُونَ ظَاهِرًا مِنَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَهُمْ عَنِ الْآخِرَةِ هُمْ غَافِلُونَ. The problem with the majority of mankind is that they are plagued and they are afflicted with superficial, sensory understanding of the world. They only believe what they see. They only believe what they hear. They don't reflect. They don't believe in the hidden, the invisible, the higher wisdom, the long-term goal that can work across decades or centuries or indeed across millennium, because the planner is a timeless being. And this is the big problem even today. It's not only the problem at the time of the revelation of the Quran, that unfortunately man is very sensory in his perception of the reality of the universe. If you look at the European Western civilization, the progress through science and technology is based on this foundation, fundamental foundation, that reality is what we can see and hear and feel by our senses, what can be tested and experimented and observed. Beyond that, there is no reality. And this is what the Quran is condemning. يَعْلَمُونَ ظَاهِرًا مِنَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. This dunya, hayat, of the lowest level of existence, which is the physical level. They only know the apparent. And even that apparent keeps on shifting. It's a football game whose goalpost keeps on shifting. So they themselves have recognized, the scientists, that their knowledge is limited of the universe. So right back in the Greek time, they said that all that exists in this universe are the atoms and the empty space. And all else other than that is just opinion and imagination and speculation, and it has no reality. What was believed by some of the Greek philosophers has also now become the foundation of modern science. So they told us that the smallest particle, which is indestructible, is the atom. But later on, with advanced technology, now they found no, the atom can be destroyed, and you have smaller particles, the subatomic particles, the electrons and the protons and the neutrons. And then with other advancing technology, they said no, even the subatomic particles can be broken down to subatomic particles. So you have the quarks and the muons and the bosons. And then now with this latest technology, in July 2012, 2 years ago, in CERN, a multi-billion-dollar project whereby they smashed even the subatomic particles. And now they're going to the level where they've reached the level of the subatomic particles. Their understanding of reality is narrow-minded. Quran says this is just the zahir. What you don't know is what is beyond, what is above, what is higher, what is elevated in reality. But the Quran is a book of guidance. So if it is a guidance, if it is from the God who is Aziz and Rahim, Tanzeel al-Aziz al-Rahim, He is the Almighty, but He's also very merciful. Out of His mercy, He wants to awaken, to enlighten, to guide mankind. So if mankind is suffering from this narrow-mindedness, should God not show us the path to overcome this limited view, this reductionist view of reality? So before I proceed, what is the lesson for me on the destiny shaping night for me? The lesson is, my destiny depends on me opening up and widening my view of the universe to beyond the zahir, to the ghaib, to the akhirah, to the long term, to the eternal life, and not to confine myself to the immediate, the recent, and the sensory. So ayah number 8 says, well, you need to widen your horizon. Ayah number 8 says, أَوَلَمْ يَتَفَكَّرُوا فِي أَنفُسِهِمْ مَا خَلَقَ اللَّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ وَأَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى. Why don't they reflect? Why don't they ponder? Let them think in themselves. Let them use the God-given reason. Let them ponder with their God-given innate human conscience and fitrah. Let them ponder over the universe, the heavens, the earth, what is between the heavens and the earth, both the physical and the conscious beings. And they will realize that God has created everything bil haqq, with a purpose, with truth, with justice. Nothing is for play. The universe has been made and designed and shaped to a degree of accuracy and beauty and precision and exactitude which is mind-boggling and impossible for it to be just by chance. So yes, there is a creator. Yes, this creator is all perfect, all beautiful, all wonderful, all knowing, all merciful, all kind, with all wisdom. So he has made this vast universe, the edges and the borders of which have not yet been discovered. This vast universe, so what is he made it for? And there is no life as yet discovered anywhere. Yes, they're telling us they're hoping to find signs. Back in the 70s, they told us that there will be thousands, no millions, no billions of Earths out there that'll have life like us. 1970s, the speaker is dead and his successors have not yet found life as yet. Unique, this vast universe designed for life on this little speck on the earth. And what? After a few millennia, or no, after a few hundreds of millennia, life ends and it's all over. So it's just like you give a child some bricks, let him make a building. Once he's tired, break the building and go away. That's child's play. That's a foolish man's game. When we say God is all wise and He's all knowing and He's all kind, He's all merciful, the necessity, logical necessity of His wisdom, which is not play and foolishness, of His mercy, which is to reward the good doers, of His justice, which is to punish the wrongdoers. The logical necessity of this God is that this universe is not the final one. Bil haqq, it has been created for a purpose. Therefore, ajalin musamma, it has got a fixed term. Once that term is over, the physical universe will come to an end. Another universe will begin. The universe where then God's full justice and God's mercy and God's full reward shall appear. So where is the problem? The problem is وَإِنَّ كَثِيرًا مِنَ النَّاسِ بِلِقَاءِ رَبِّهِمْ لَكَافِرُونَ. The problem is the majority of mankind is in a state of denial of this truth of life after death, of a higher purpose of the akhirah. What is the lesson for me, the destiny-shaping lesson on this night of Qadr when I recite this ayah? Mu'min, don't be sensory. Reflect, reason, ponder, appreciate and acknowledge the higher wisdom, the vastness of the universe, the wisdom and the mercy and the power and the might of your Lord. And therefore shape your life accordingly. Lakini, you are asking the human being to reason. Ask the people who come for elections. Who do they elect for? Whether it's the biggest country or the smallest organizations. How many people think and reflect and ponder and assess and critically evaluate? And how many people are influenced by superficial characteristics? This is the problem of the human being. Those who are immature, those who are undeveloped, those who are undisciplined, they don't have the power of reasoning yet developed. So the Quran says, no problem. We cater for all different types of human beings. And we are the creator of humans. We know the high, the middle, and the low levels. So ayah number 9 says, أَوَلَمْ يَسِيرُوا. Okay, so if you don't want to reflect, then why don't you travel? Why don't you read history? You like stories, don't you? Everybody loves stories. You like serials, don't you? Well, why don't you consider history? أَوَلَمْ يَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَيَنْظُرُوا كيف كان عاقبة الذين من قبلهم كانوا أشد منهم قوة وأثاروا الأرض وَعَمَرُوهَا أَكْثَرَ مِمَّا عَمَرُوهَا. Study history. Oh, but I'm illiterate. All right, so travel. The Arabs were told to travel to the north, and they did travel for their business, or to the south, and they came across the ruins of the people of Ad, to whom Prophet Hud alayhi salam was sent, and the ruins of Thamud, to whom Prophet Salih was sent. Massive technology, advanced technology, rich in agriculture. The Quran says, كَانُوا أَشَدُّ قُوَّةً. They had much greater power than the Quraysh of Makkah. And they had much advanced agricultural development than the people of Makkah. And they had advanced technological construction. Amaru, they constructed in mountains. They constructed palaces, intricate palaces. These advanced technologies who thought that they are invincible civilizations, never to decline, look at them, they're gone. They're all of them gone. And this is the lesson. Ajalin musamma. Everybody comes for a term. You accept the truth, you will succeed. You reject the truth, you will be destroyed. وَجَاءَتْهُمْ رُسُلُهُمْ بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ. We sent messengers to all these civilizations, and we sent very clear proofs to them. But yet, they rejected, they disobeyed. فَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيَظْلِمَهُمْ. What a shame, what a shame. يَا حَسْرَةً عَلَى الْعِبَادِ. What a shame. But it's not that God is unkind or cruel and unjust to them. وَلَكِنْ كَانُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. They did dhulm to themselves, and therefore they disqualified themselves from receiving God's continuous grace and mercy. Conclusion, ayah number 10. ثُمَّ كَانَ عَاقِبَةَ الَّذِينَ أَسَاءُوا السُّوءَ. The end result, the fate of those who reject the truth is that their end is doom and damnation. You can't deny the truth and then survive. You can't go to the top of a skyscraper, I don't believe in the force of gravity, and then you jump. A few seconds you'll enjoy yourself in the air. Thrilling experience, nothing else in life like that. After a few seconds you're gone, my friend. Deny the truth, sooner or later you'll be doomed. Lesson, destiny shaping lesson for me on this night of Qadr. To what extent have I recognized the laws that Allah governs the human societies with, and what failures did past human societies have, and how for me to avoid to shape my destiny. This is the end of paragraph number 1. Paragraph number 2, Allah discusses about Qiyamah. Notice one of the most important destiny shaping factors, influential, is the belief in Qiyamah, is the remembrance of Qiyamah, and therefore the fear of accounting, and therefore the preparation of Qiyamah, for Qiyamah. And therefore there's a whole paragraph about this. And this theme keeps on repeating itself in different surahs. So that's the destiny shaping message. Allahu yabda'ul khalqa thumma yu'iduh thumma ilayhi turja'un. Allah is the one who began the creation. Allah is the one who will recreate a second time, and definitely after that second creation, the destruction of the first and the recreation of the second one, at that time all of you will be returned. You doubt? Well, where did you come from in the first place? If you accept, yes, there is a creator the first time, and he is reporting to us in his final message that there will be a second creation, then there is no reason to doubt it. Ayah number 11. Ayah number 12. So there's going to be a recreation. But God is very kind, God is very merciful. Even if I've made sins, He will forgive me. No. Ayah number 12 says, وَيَوْمَ تَقُومُ السَّاعَةِ. When the final appointed hour shall come, and the whole of mankind will be raised from the dead. يُبْلِسُ الْمُجْرِمُونَ. Those who are sinners, those who are criminals, those who are wrongdoers, they will become despaired and despondent. Kwa nini? In the dunya, they thought they could get away with everything which is evil. I can protect myself from being caught because I can hide myself, nobody's watching. If somebody is watching, I bribe the police. If I'm put in prison, I can bribe my way out. I've got influence, I've got party, I've got money, I've got power, I can escape. The Quran says, no, يَوْمَ تَقُومُ السَّاعَةِ يُبْلِسْ. You become mublis, totally despondent. Now no money, no power, no influence, no party, no relatives, no friend, no anyone can help. You're hopeless and helpless, all alone before the absolute majesty of the Lord. Destiny shaping lesson. Do I have any wrongdoing for which I have not asked for forgiveness? Destiny shaping lesson. Am I so much impressed by these wrongdoers? Oh, they do everything wrong yet they're successful. Yes, temporarily. Allah has given them respite. But they can't escape God's justice. Your destiny should not be influenced by the wrong fate by looking at these wrong people. Ayah number 13. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُمْ مِنْ شُرَكَائِهِمْ شُفَعَاء وَكَانُوا بِشُرَكَائِهِمْ كَافِرِينَ. Yes, in the dunya, they had shafi', they had intercessors, they had agents, they had helpers who always rescued them from trouble. Now on the day of judgment, they will go to this shafi', help me. No, they will become kafir of the gods that they believed in the dunya. Kafir meaning they will reject that this God that I believed in the dunya has any power actually in the akhirah. Ayah number 14. وَيَوْمَ تَقُومُ السَّاعَةِ يَوْمَئِذٍ يَتَفَرَّقُونَ. And when the hour, appointed hour, shall arise and everyone will rise from the dead. يَتَفَرَّقُ. All of them will break up into groups. Firqa. Ashab al-Yamin, Ashab al-Shimal. Ashab al-Yamin will have Muqarrabeen and the non-Muqarrabeen. Muqarrabeen will have Anbiya, Awliya. Ghair Muqarrabeen of Ashab al-Yamin will have other groups. The high Muttaqi, the medium Muttaqi, the lower Muttaqi. The people of A'raf, the ones whose sins and the ones whose good deeds will be equal. Fate undecided. There will be different groups on the day of judgment. Destiny shaping question. Where do I stand? Which group do I belong to? This is the night where on one night I can change my destiny for 1,000 months. I have to decide which group I should belong to. Ayah number 15 and 16. 15 says, who will go to Jannah? 16 says, who will go to Jahannam? فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ فَهُمْ فِي رَوْضَةٍ يُحْبَرُونَ. If you're a believer in the truth, and if you don't doubt and you don't reject any of the daruriyat of the deen, and if you are a good doer, sometimes people don't pray, but out of negligence, that's sinful. Sometimes people don't pray because they don't believe in the importance of prayer. That's almost kufr now. Sometimes people don't pay homes. Well, I don't accept the authority. Sometimes people don't wear hijab. Doesn't apply in our times. Where is the iman? The ayah says you want to qualify to receive the highest reward of pleasure. You have to work for it. And the work is you have to believe in the truth and work for the truth. Ayah number 16, the opposite. وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا وَلِقَاءِ الْآخِرَةِ. As for those who reject the truth, in fact they falsify it, in fact they deny the meeting of their Lord in the Akhirah, فَأُولَٰئِكَ فِي الْعَذَابِ مُحْضَرُونَ. They will be forcibly summoned, inescapably. They can't escape now. God's absolute seizing and capturing and arresting and summoning them before the court of divine justice. So ayah number 16, the lesson for me is, if I do have doubts, if I have any denial, if I have problems in understanding any articles of my iman, if I have some laziness in performing any of my amal salih, if I have a habituation of doing any of the evil deeds, I need to correct it on this destiny shaping night. Otherwise, I will belong to the people of hell. Question: how best can I achieve this degree of iman and amal salih? Ayah number 17 and ayah number 18 answers: fa subhanallahi hina tumsuna wa hina tusbihun. Glorify your Lord in the morning, in the night. وَلَهُ الْحَمْدُ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَعَشِيًّا وَحِينَ تُظْهِرُونَ. At the Dhuhr time, at the Isha and the Asr time. Praise your Lord, glorify your Lord. These 5 times of prayers that have been mentioned here, or rather 3 times, are a means of reminding us that the rest of the universe, whether we know it or not, whether we like it or not, all of the rest of the universe is in total submission and obedience to God, praising Him, glorifying Him, celebrating His glory. Question: humans and jinn have been given the freedom to oppose. If we can habituate ourselves to punctually and regularly 5 times or 3 times a day praise our Lord, we harmonize ourselves with the rest of the universe. And that's how we prepare for the meeting of the Lord. Destiny shaping lesson for me: to what extent do I make hamd and tasbih of Allah in these 5 times of prayers every day? And therefore, Shab Qadr, one of the most important things is salah, the 100 rak'ah salah. Let's pray to Allah for tawfiq, that we get the blessings to read the Quran with understanding. Indeed, this Quran can be imagined to be just like the life-giving water to the thirsty person. We are spiritually thirsty. If we don't drink this spiritual water, our spirit dies out of thirst. The verses of the Quran, every one sip that we take of this drink has the power of giving us new life, a new destination, a new predestination, a new direction, a new dimension in our lives. Let's hope after Laylatul Qadr our life changes for more than 1,000 months. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.